Tonight, our audience here in Manchester, a cross-section of public opinion, challenge him and his policies. Under the usual question time rules, Mr. Hague hasn't been told what questions he's going to be asked, and the first one comes from Graham Hughes, who's in IT support. Mr. Hughes.
The general election is 2 weeks away. Your policies seem unpopular. Your party image is simply dreadful. You're 20 points behind in the polls. What are you going to do about it?
Well, thank you for that very encouraging start. And I do intend to keep working very hard over the next 2 weeks. I don't agree that the policy positions are not popular, because wherever I go around the country, I find that people are feel very let down about the last 4 years. They want to know what the alternative is, and I'm busy setting out the alternative. And the alternative is to hit crime hard, which it isn't being at the moment. It is to sort out the chaos in the asylum system, which it isn't being at the moment. It is to give people back some of the money stolen from them, taken from them in stealth taxes by Gordon Brown. It is to keep the pound. And it is to let the people in our public services actually do their job instead of endless interference and paperwork that prevents them doing their job.
Good answer. It's a good answer.
That's what we're going to do. That's what we're going to do.
It's a good answer on policy, but it's not the answer to the question Mr. Hughes asked.
Well, the answer is we're going to present our policy. That is the answer to Mr. Hughes's question. Now, if you're saying, is it possible with those policies, is it possible 2 weeks before an election to win an election, to make sure that we win the election? Well, yes, it is, because I sense around the country that millions of people have not decided how to vote, or indeed whether to vote. They are utterly fed up with the government. They want to hear what the alternative is. They haven't decided what to do. I think that makes the election wide open. And I think people who think it's all over now are being very complacent and very arrogant.
So what is your Murray and the other pollsters just asking the wrong people then?
Well, look at the pollsters. Look at the pollsters. Who knows who they are? Look at the pollsters. 2 years ago, we had the European elections. That's the previous nationwide election I have fought as leader of the party. We were miles behind in the polls, much further than we are today. We were even well behind in the exit poll. That was the poll of people who'd been to the polling station. They even said then the Conservatives had lost. What did we do? We won the election. We were 8% ahead of the Labour Party. We doubled our number of members of the European Parliament. So I've defeated the polls before, and I can do it again.
Hardly anybody actually voted in that election.
Well, 10 million people, wait a minute, 10 million people voted, which is more than in all the opinion polls ever in the history of the country.
What are your own private polls saying?
I don't take many private polls these days.
You're not doing it?
No, I'm certainly not going to release them on the BBC.
But you are polling.
But I haven't taken a private poll of the whole country since the campaign began, because I am talking to real people about real issues and not just being guided by opinion polls.
The real woman at the back there.